audience do?
Wait, there's so much to make sure the robots are in the budget. Hold on.
Okay, so you know what? We have time for one more
quick question.
Shall we let the lovely lady at the table choose?
Let's pick one.
How about you, sir, right down here? Awesome.
Did they have a reason for not going? I'm sure you didn't necessarily know before, but did they have a reason for not going with a boy again, like they did the last
I don't know all the reasoning behind it. I mean, I would imagine that this was not. I don't think this was ideal for anyone. That Aaron wasn't able to do this series also. As far as
you know what, I can tell you something about the original casting years ago. They auditioned lots of girls to play Alphonse. You guys, a lot of very well-known voice actresses, Monica Rial, and a good friend, her, and several others. Caitlin auditioned for Al.
Really?
They auditioned because that's the way they do it in Japan. And if you think about it, if the series is going to go on for an extended period of time, you can't afford to cast somebody whose voice is going to change in a year and a half or two, right? But Full Metal had a beginning and an end, and while they were auditioning all these girls, they happened to have an 11-year-old boy who was very talented, who'd already been in Yu Yu Hakusho and Fruits Basket, and so they're like, hey, what the heck? Let's give this kid a shot, you know? He's an actual little kid. He's perfect. And they auditioned him, and you know what really the deciding factor was? Alphonse doesn't have mouth flaps. Think about it.
Great.
That's huge, you guys. For voice actors, it's huge. He didn't have to, could you imagine an 11-year-old kid spending 5 and 6 hours trying to match mouth? He would go nuts. It wouldn't work. But because Al spends the majority of the series in the armor, that's why they ultimately thought we can do this, and that Aaron was wonderful, and so they cast Aaron. And Aaron was amazing. And the show ended, and I tell you what, guys, they just got Conqueror of Shambhala under the wire before Aaron's voice started changing. I mean, we were doing the movie, and Aaron's voice was starting to drop, and it was all Mike could do to just barely get his voice sounding like he did the whole series. And then his voice changed, but we're like, we did it, right? We got it. We got through the whole series, and then the video games, and the OVA, well, not even the OVAs, but the movie, and then here comes another series. And Aaron's voice is lower than mine now. Brother. It's like a little scary. So, it was out of necessity, but originally he was just the perfect kid. At the right, he was at the right place at the right time, and he had the skills, and that's why they went with the little boy, because traditionally they use girls to play young boys in Japan. So. It's called puberty, Ed. Maybe it'll happen to you one day. That's what he said. McFarlane gave me, Mike McFarlane was like, we gotta figure out a way to get Aaron into the OVAs. Because by this time, his voice was completely different. And so they did this little chippy party thing or whatever. And the opening line is like, Aaron says, hey, Ed. And I'm like, oh, hey, Al, what happened to your voice? And he goes, it's called puberty. Maybe it'll happen to you one day.
Well, about time to wrap it up. Yeah.
You guys, this is just the beginning. We're just starting.
It's just Friday.
So,